Well, hello guys and welcome to a new video. In this video I will be going over something I never really thought of doing a video on before. Star Wars. This video will have a weird premise, because if you saw my latest poll, I know I promised to drop part 2 of that series. I will, of what if the MCU repeated after Endgame, but I wanted to do something different. So yeah, let's get into this video. First film is episode 4, A New Hope. Like you see, this is also using that they knew a lot of things more, because they're gonna have Inquisitors, and there's also gonna be competition. The only one surely is that in this film Mark Hamill will look like it is, so there will be technically 2 Mark Hamills on the screen. But just think of him as the guy who plays Ahsoka. The movie starts out, and there will be some anime. Starts out with the Obi-Wan Kenobi hand over Luke to his adopted parents. Obi-Wan Kenobi carries lightsaber and not the guy who's actually plays him in real life. He leaves. As we then see a fan to Luke leaving Obi-Wan Kenobi his uncle to go find the Obi-Wan Kenobi. He sets out as he finds him at Kenobi, played by Luke Hamill. They go together. As we then see them, and R2-D2 shows up and befriends him and gives him his father's lightsaber. He's been having that thing on his hilt throughout this entire part that you've been seeing in pictures, but this is actually when it's actually low accurate. They then step out and go. They get attacked by stormtroopers in 68. And then in the bar, they find Han Solo and Chewbacca that then accepts to be their pilot. As we then see Chewbacca get into an argument with Seb as hero breaks up the fight. As we then see them leave it. They arrive on the Star Destroyer, where we see Grand Admiral speaking to a stormtrooper as the 9th and 2nd sister enters the room. And we see them park and they go through the tunnels. This is all to save Leia. They save Leia, and she tells them they have to save her bot too. We see them all meet and gun with a knife as the Obi-Wan get into a duel with both of them that he sadly dies in. They escape as we then recuperate with their 2 leaders, talking about that they have to now find those ill-witted, stupid non-buckets who actually did that. So then see them organized, and Luke now having to continue his training on his own. The Force is a lot more powerful in this version. For example, they will be going into a Force dimension later, and they will teleport and shit. As we then see them re-enter. As we then see the rest of them go to explode the Star Destroyer, as Luke fights them. They go in and is able to overman and draw and make it start flying. Luke is able to kill the 9th sister, but the 2nd sister, he technically drops a lot of starfighters on her. She dies but the 2nd sister escapes in a starfighter. So they recuperate and go into the Falcon as the Star Destroyer explodes. Then we're going to Star Wars: The Ghost Crew. Misbehaving at Tardis and landing in Lothar, where they get into contact with stormtroopers. Where they also meet Ezra, who tries to steal from them. They later befriend him, as we then see Agent Callus and talking to a Gren as they continuously attack. As we see Kanan disappear to go fight Callus. This is the first time we see him rip out the lightsaber. We see the rest of them come with him, and then we see them escape. We see how Callus tells the 7th and 7th sister and 5th brother about what his encounter, and they say, "Oh, a Jedi, time to go hunting." They didn't find them. They suck them up as they go in. We see Kanan fight them both, as we can see Ezra join in and shows push them away. We see Kanan helps Ezra build his first lightsaber. They then go back, kill the 2nd sister by dropping a lot of TIE fighters on her, as we see them. As the end credit scene is them saying, "There's more rebels out there. We'll find them and we'll defeat the Empire together." Jedi. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. None of them is young Cal Kestis fighting 2 temple guards as Ahsoka goes in. Because he's the head of this training. Then plans to the future, but Ahsoka and Rex is running finding him, and then finding the droid that keeps the informations about some plans, mass ship the Empire is trying to build. They get onto a ship, and the Grand Inquisitor and the 8th brother stands there, hunts them down. And we then get revealed in this fight that they are the 2 temple guards who they fought. They're able not to defeat them. Rex sacrifices himself by blowing himself up to make them a game. Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. We starts out with Luke telling them that he will now go find new Jedis because he senses it in the Force. He arrives where we see them both lose their Jedis in both teams, so we see them together start forming a new order. As Cal and Ahsoka joins it too. As we then see Yoda do like a connected of all the dark side uses. And Sidious is mentally blocking himself out of that thing. So we only see the 8th brother, 2nd sister, Grand Inquisitor, 5th brother, and Darth Vader. As we see all of the rebels organize the new Jedi Order too. As we see how all the Inquisitors are commanded by Grand Admiral Thrawn. And this entire thing, this battle, we pan back to it playing. You see how Thrawn completely outmans them. He completely outstreamed. They are completely out-strategized. As we see Ezra go to find Yoda. As we then see Yoda have a Force battle, like a Force dimension against Darth Vader. This is a hint to the last movie, as we see Peppa start flowing in. And somebody who's not really on either side. As we then see in the ship, we see all the Jedi's attack. As we see Darth Vader show up. Okay, let me explain the fights here. We see Ezra. He's fighting. I know they come about Pepper Lights. It just happens in the program I'm using. Fights the 5th brother. Kanan fights the Grand Inquisitor. She fights the 2nd, and he fights the 8th. And Luke doesn't really fight his father. He's keeping him at bay. As we then see that Ezra is fighting against the 5th brother. The 5th brother tries to force pull him in his hair. He slices it all off. We also see, and he also gets out, and he drops a lot of TIE fights on, so he survives. And we also see the Grand Inquisitor attack Kanan, and Kanan blocks. But he tanks it to the eyes, losing his eyesight. And Ahsoka and they both other defeat them. It's not clear if they kill them. It's never clear in any of these battles if they actually kill them. As we see them all fight Darth Vader. As we then see how one of the ships have now been destroyed outside. As we see them lose an entire legion. As we see all of them escape. And obviously the Empire is right before they're all defeated by Darth Vader. Yoda drags them into the Force dimension. As we see Darth Vader gets dragged in by Sidious, where he presents the new Grand Inquisitor. The Grand Inquisitor alive, but this is like, oh, here's a more powerful version. Here's a clone. Here's another one who's actually a Jedi and not just a temple god. Mandalorian. We started with Mandalorian taking orders from the mayor of Tatooine, the small town. He goes out, he finds Koju. As we then see that, I don't remember, Moff Gideon wants it. So he sends out bounty hunters. Tar Vizsla, Boba Fett, I don't remember, Bo-Katan? Yeah, Bo-Katan, and a droid. The droid fights them fast. They are able to befriend the droid and Bo-Katan as he takes them with him to meet the armorer. Because he defeats, he's actually classified now allowed to get his Beskar armor. He gets his Beskar armor and they set out. We see all of them go, as we see that they now get to know that he has Beskar armor. So Moff Gideon also, and he goes and threatens her with the dark saber. She has to listen. So she gives Moff Gideon. As we then see them all have a battle. It ends with them getting, as we see them get off and the droids stay on the ship to crash it. As at the end, we see him overthrow Tatooine's government and make it a free state. Ghost. We have ghosts of the ghost of the Ghost crew. As they have now been stuck in the Force for 2 years, as Yoda is not letting them go until their training is complete. It is as they let go to join back with their team. We see Grand Admiral Thrawn stay with the surviving. So the only one who really died was the 8th brother, because he fought Kyle, and Cal didn't hold back as much. And he has repressed memories of him, because he gave him from the Temple Fight God, and he is also the reason Rex dead. So he's talking to Darth Vader about them being suspendable. And able. And being allowed to be killed. Sorry for the background noise. And they're being allowed to kill. And he's allowed to make them die. For the car. So them get sent down and we see them as Kane is now strong enough to take up 3 Inquisitors. Ezra had problems with the 5th one. He's now clearing him. As the Grand Inquisitor is the only one left. He duels him. As we see Ezra teleports, as we see them kill her, as the Darth Vader shot. Ezra drag himself with the Force to now ally with him. As we see Kanan stay back to save him and fight Darth Vader. Kanan sadly dies in this duel. But we also Ezra enters his ship. As we see Ezra teleport to a dark state where only Forces can take shit. As we see Ezra also leave. As we see them have a funeral. A Jedi funeral for him. Jedi survivors. With Yoda being attacked by Star Trencher, Darth Maul, and Savage. But Yoda doesn't really die. He gives himself up to the Force to make his two Padawans, really, Ezra and Luke, stronger. He splits his Force powers between them, so that's how they get so strong. And then we see them fight them, and they win. And yeah, technically, we see him go into the Force battle against we never hear his name throughout the entire film. He's just called the Dual Wielder. And he and Luke defeated with the Force. Evidently, Luke arrived, putting all the other one in the Force and then defeating all of them, dragging them backward, just to show off. And then the Mandalorian comes and duels Luke. Luke speed him as he then shows Baby Yoda, who has a lot of Force power. Because throughout the film, after Yoda's death, the holocron in the background has been, this one has been like not on the ground. And he lifts it up again. He's so strong. Then we're going to the Return of the Jedi. Movie starts out with the new Jedi Order, except in Grogu because he has the training, going off to help the rebels. This is also a fight that goes on for most of the film. As we see the rest of our main rebel squad go. This is like a pretty big part of the film. It's just nothing really important happens except it's a big fight where a lot of memberships and friendships, but they mostly would focus on the Jedi, not when they have so many. As we see our Jedi Order arrive to the Death Star. As we see Plasma, the new Grand Inquisitor one, and Darth Vader and Darth Sidious be here. I wait the Jedi Order arrive. We see Plasma fight the Mandalorian. As we see him pan back to him fighting Cad Bane, becoming a bounty hunter, really. And because he's about to lose, and he knows how he defeated somebody that was far superior at aiming than him and dueling by sheep tricks. So he just shoots him in the leg. But Plasma is a guy in this version. So he trips him and he just shoots him in the head. So he beheads him. As we then see them fight again, we see him be able to knock off the helmet, and they both have traumatic memories of him. As we see how Kyle thinks about when they were both Padawans training together, and also forgets about that when his father was killed by him. As the then final fight is Luke and Ahsoka versus Darth Vader. As the Ahsoka have a memory of him training as it's more Anakin has a training memory. No, this is Ahsoka. She has a memory and she actually loses because she loses to him. She gets pushed to a wall. But she's saved by Mando, who picks her up on the house, like on a stroller to escape. As we then see him training with Obi-Wan. As he then pans to a younger Obi-Wan. As he then pans to Luke. As we then see him turn to the light side and help Luke defeat Sidious. He keeps Sidious off while they leave the Death Star. As they do it together, we see the Death Star explode. As we see our main crew escape on their ship. All as the new Jedi Order. I think it revealed that Grogu drove that shit to pick them up. We see a time skip to when they're all older. Luke, Ahsoka, and Ezra are all Grandmasters. Din Djarin and Kel is Jedi generals. Jedi New Order. We see them as we see she find a Darth Maul who's broken apart because he has so much dark side and now when there's so many he is able to pull a lot towards him. She gives him metal legs as a master to look. Take it away. He calls himself Kanan. It's cool. Can't spit him. As we then get to know the Darth Maul is a creature of dark matter. She says that he was once a beautiful young man. He was corrupted by darkness. He's not like the other Night Brothers. And we see them fight the New Jedi. We see how it needs Din Djarin, aka Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Kyle, and Grogu to fight she and Darth Maul, because Darth Maul is not so strong, but he's able to pull a lot. as they defeat Darth Maul, and he starts slowly turning into human as Luke fight him. Luke defeats Kanan, as we then see the new the guy on the end is because they're able to turn them both to light. The guy with who is Qui-Gon Jinn from Return of the Jedi, that is supposed to be Darth Maul. He is now just 10. They fight him. They are able to defeat him. And then I see Din Djarin about to leave, saying, "I helped you build an order, and I will never feel that home." See him get gifted a new Jedi robe, saying, "You can keep the helmet." As the end slide is just a Maul's Jedi. I truly hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching it. Bye.